What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about the Destroy All Humans remake, talk about why I'm very, very excited for this game. Now, this is a game that I'm very pumped for. We're in an age of remakes. We've just had SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. We've obviously had Final Fantasy. We've had, Crash games, Spyro games. All these games get remakes, Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Destroy All Humans is a very important one to me. It's a game franchise that I grew up with. I played this game, when I was younger, and I love to death these games. I don't think they're the greatest games ever created, but I truly have such fond memories of playing these games, and so it's so great that THQ were basically putting everything they got and announcing and releasing like 50 different games. They have so many games in development, but I really do think this game is going to be extremely good, and that is what has me excited. I think honestly I would get this game just because of my childhood, just because I like it so much. But beyond that, you look at all the stuff. I mean, you just watch gameplay, watch trailers of this game. I mean, like again, the idea of a remake is you're doing a faithful, again, building it from the ground up. You're changing things for the better. You're improving, you're doing all those things on a game franchise that's beloved, right? And so that's what this is. But it really does look like it. This is not some low effort thing. This game looks completely. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks completely rebuilt. I mean, the game, like visually, the lighting to it. I mean, it looks just such a big step up from the original game, while obviously still having all of the, I guess, personality. I think is a good word to use, right? All of the personality of that first game, and I think it's bringing it into 2020 in an amazing, amazing way. Everybody that's got to play this game at like PAXs and any other time that these games have been allowed to go out in the public, people really, really like them. I think again, you're starting with a pretty good base. I think this game, the story is solid. The personality of it, just in general, the personality of everybody is really great. The idea of what you're doing in the game, even the gameplay mechanics, I think they're really fun. They're really clever. They're really creative. They work really well. So it's not like even in this remake, it looks from everything we've seen, and even IGN, I think, did a gameplay kind of thing with the developers a few weeks ago. I think like last week even, and you could just watch them like go around and try and get there kind of a level with the police like as high as humanly possible. The game just seems so fluid, but yet it still completely reminds you of the original. I mean? I don't really think they had to change all that much, although they did. I mean, again, they did talk about all these positive improvements they made of, okay, hey, we tweaked this or we added this to it to try to, just make the overall quality a little bit better. The game seems to be rock solid. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy it. And honestly, what excites me the most, and this is a problem I have with a lot of games, I've talked about this in the past with a lot of games, is the potential for future, okay, for the future in general. Now, that does get me in trouble sometimes because a lot of times I can't really, and this is a problem I do have. It's where like I can't just take what we're given right now and just like accept it and like it for what it is. I always am trying to think of the next thing. Even like The Last of Us Part 2, I was even while playing it thinking of like the next game, right? I can't really enjoy the current thing, but there's cons to that for sure. There's also pros. For Destroy All Humans, it's, well, one, I can't wait to re-experience what I did as a child and be able to do it now, grown up. And again, like updated for 2020, updated for the current gen that we're in. Like, I can't wait to do that. But also, you got to think, with the franchise like this franchise did well. This franchise was a popular franchise. Obviously, I really don't think you could be a franchise that wasn't at some point popular and have a remake, right? You need to have at some point been popular to be remade. So I think, and again, what I've said with all of these remakes, when you make a remaster, when you do a remake, you're doing it for a purpose. You could be doing it just to, give people an experience from their childhood again. But in reality, making video games in general, it's about money. You can't do it without money. You can't make future games without money. But a thing to keep in mind is, if this does well, is there a future for Destroy All Humans? I talked about that with SpongeBob when that game came out. I don't really know who's asking for a Battle for Bikini Bottom 2, but if this game, if Rehydrated, does good, is there a possibility for more? Is there a possibility for more remakes? Because there's more SpongeBob games out there. Is there a possibility for more SpongeBob games in general, like brand new ones off of existing franchises? I think the answer is yes. I think if the game sells a couple million units, why the heck would you not want to do that? You already have a studio that's in that atmosphere, you know what I mean? So with Destroy All Humans, it's literally the exact same thing. Firstly, there's more than one Destroy All Humans, so they could do a remake of another game. And secondly, if the game sells well, it's like, hey, we could just make a brand new one. And again, this studio that's making this Destroy All Humans game, why not? Why would they not want to do that? They've put their stamp. They've basically said, and we don't know the quality. I mean, it could be a bad remake, but from what it looks like, it looks really good. They could probably, when all said and done, they'll probably be able to put their stamp on it and say, okay, we know how to make Destroy All Human games. We know how to, we've executed, we've remade it from the ground up, we've added our own things. But however, it's not all ours. You know what I mean? Like, we used an existing game, but we feel like we know Destroy All Humans better than anybody. Let us make a brand new Destroy All Humans game. So I think that's a very big possibility. And honestly, again, from someone who's always looking to the future, I think that's something that very, very much excites me. That it's not only are we going to get this game that looks rock solid, it's inexpensive, right? I think it's $30 on PC, but for some reason it's $40 on consoles. Now, I don't know if that's going to end up being changed or something, but I believe that's the price. But even then, I mean, it's not a full price game, smaller price game. It's a smaller game in general. I mean, it's not the biggest game in the world, but it's a game I think everybody that's going to buy it is probably going to enjoy. You're pretty solid. When you do a remake, unless you completely butcher it, you're probably pretty okay, because you're going to have the people that get the original, and unless, again, you take major steps backwards, I mean, it's still going to be enjoyable, even if it was like the same game. Even if it was like a port or a remaster, it would still probably be pretty solid. But when you're remaking it, I think it's pretty likely that the game's going to be good. I feel like you have a better chance than most games. A game that's just built from the ground up that nobody knows about, that game has a harder time, having people like trust it, I feel like, versus a game that's literally just the same game remade from the ground up. You know what I mean? So it's going to be really, really exciting. I cannot wait for this game. Again, cheaper game, comes right after Ghost of Tsushima, I think 11 days. I think it comes out like July 28th. So we're getting very, very close to it. This is a game I cannot wait to play. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think? Are you excited for this game? Do you think that there could be future Destroy All Humans games? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Podcast now, have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and I'll continue making these videos. We'll talk about the review scores when they happen. We'll talk about the game. When the game actually comes out, I'll be getting it. We'll live stream it. We'll play it. I'll probably talk about future Destroy All Humans games. So lots of Destroy All Humans content coming to the channel very, very soon. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.